Welcome to The Sober Gay, a podcast about being sober in the LGBT community and beyond. I'm your host, Dillan Gay, and yes, that is my last name. Hi, Aubrey.
Hey, Dylan.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm hot and sticky.
Ooh, that Denver weather out here. Love it.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad.
As we're sitting inside, we don't know.
I know, sitting inside, the air's on. What are we talking about today?
I think we are going to talk about meditation. How to calm ourselves. How to do sobriety without stressing.
Yeah. The object of meditation, for a lot of people that are not familiar, is not to sit with your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It's to let go of all those thoughts and sit there non-objectively observing all of those thoughts and just letting them go away and getting yourself to a part where you're just focused on the breath in and out and in this present moment at all times. So that's
and not judgmentally as well.
Yes, non-judgmentally. You're not sitting there like, oh, that's a bad thought, I'm not going to think about that anymore, and blah, 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 blah. Like, no. It's just like, oh, there's a bad thought creeping in, let it go. I'm here to be right here present in this moment, here, fully aware of this moment. And that's all. That's what it is. It's not there that's not to just sit and stress and think about everything and think everything out. And, because I've talked to people and they're like, oh yeah, I meditate. I love just sitting and, really hashing out my day and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. I'm not here to correct you or judge you, but, I just don't know if it's very clear what the object of meditation is for a lot of people. So if you didn't know, that's what it is.
I love it. Thank you for saying that articulately.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that is a great way of saying it. It's a way for us to just kind of observe our thoughts without judging them and just letting them go,
letting them flow through us and just
it's almost
being
like
present.
The best way to like think about it is like it's a river and you see a leaf on the river, it's there, but you can't touch it, you can't move it. It's just flowing on through and eventually it will be out of your line of sight.
It just is.
Yeah,
because everything in our life just is. It's not good, it's not bad, it's what it is. And that's it's I've always said since I was young, it is what it is. And now I truly understand and believe what I mean when I say that it is what it is, because that's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing.
Yeah,
it just is. It just exists, And I like that you said a leaf floating down a river, because that down a river, because that helped me a lot when I was getting into meditation. Was thinking of it of that way of being in my head and just imagine I'm sitting next to a river, and if I get an intrusive thought, if I get any kind of thought, any thought whatsoever, I just imagine that thought going down the river and I released it, just like a leaf or a stick or something, just there. It's just there.
It is. I always love that, and I always love to use the analogy like of it is kind of like a balloon, and that thought, like you're kind of holding all of these thoughts, and that's kind of like how meditation starts. You have all of these thoughts, and the point of it is to kind of let them float away, let them go. And those balloons, as those thoughts come, or as those thoughts as you're thinking, is a balloon that just starts floating away up into the sky, and eventually you no longer have any more balloons to hold on to. So yeah,
that's a great analogy. I honestly have never heard that, but it makes complete sense. So I really like that.
Yeah, I think that meditation it comes from a place that we need to clear ourselves from what is going on when we do have these high anxiety moments or these high, like we need to take a break from it and just, like you said, say it is what it is.
We are so stimulated in this, in this society that we live in. We're so stimulated. We always have constant something to look at, something to smell, something to taste, we're just always being stimulated. So when we get home and we're with ourselves, we just a lot of us tend to get uncomfortable. We can't even sit still with ourselves because we're like, I need to do something. I need to, there's something that needs to be done. I could do this. So meditation is taking the time to allow yourself to just sit there and be with yourself and truly get present. And the more you do it, I started meditating in 2016. I got the Calm app. Um,
Yes.
in 20
Calm.
yep, in 2016. And uh ever since then, I have been growing it because it's a muscle. It's just like going to the gym. Meditation is working out.
Mhm.
It's you get better as the more you do it. It's not like you're just gonna sit down the first time to meditate and you're just gonna just be completely zen and get there. No, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna sing commercial jingles in your head and be like, no, don't do that, don't think that, blah, blah, blah. And it's gonna be, that little moment. I'm not saying it's going to be. Sorry, that was what it was for me.
It was for me too, and it still is. So
Oh,
it is not a bad thing. That's just how my brain is. It's
yeah.
not. There are days that I can just knock
Yeah.
right into some meditation, and there are other days where my brain just says, "Fuck you."
Oh, yeah. I get it. I get it. And there's days I don't meditate at all. And those are the days where my brain's saying, fuck you. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
well, I'm just not going to meditate today. I'm just not, but I know I should be. But, um, you do what you do.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I honestly, so for me, meditation, I guess, isn't necessarily an everyday thing for me. It is a come as it needs
Yeah.
to be right now.
Okay.
And that's helped me a lot. Because I do find that, like, I guess maybe I just meditate without necessarily knowing it. Because every day I have thoughts that come and I just allow them to just come and go. Like when I'm at work or like doing something, I realize the more I think about it, especially at the end of the night, like I do allow a lot of like my thoughts to just like be there, happen, and move on, and like I forget about them.
Yeah.
And I think that when I do get overly stressed or overwhelmed, that's when I need that meditation. When I start doing it too much and it's just like overwhelming me, that's when I sit down and I'm like, all right, I need to meditate. I need to take this time to actually clear these thoughts because there's something going on deeper than just letting it sit there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, it's a tool. You put it in your tool belt to say like, it could help me at this time or,
Mhm.
yeah, I totally get that. And when I first started meditating, I used the app, the Calm app. I still use the Calm app, but I use it a little differently now. I've grown to just use the bells now, whereas before I would definitely need the guidance and someone to kind of hold my hand during the meditation process to bring me back to it.
Mm.
But I have strengthened that muscle, and I use the bells now when I meditate, and it's nice because I can just kind of give myself 20 minutes to be there and not have to worry about anything. Not that I worry all the time anymore. Thankfully, I've dropped that because what does worrying do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Worrying manifests more problems.
Mm.
You have to
For real though.
think about how powerful you are in your brain. Your brain is a powerful, powerful manifesting tool. And you can say you don't believe that all you want. And you can say, I'm just going to keep worrying about my life and I'm going to keep worrying about this and that and worrying about things that don't happen and worry about blah, 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 blah. And you're just going to keep inviting that because the universe doesn't understand our definition of good and bad. It just knows you're fixating on something and it's going to help push that closer to you.
Mhm.
So if you're saying, oh my God, I'm gonna get in a car accident today. Oh my God, that person's gonna hit me. Oh my God, I'm gonna get in a car. You're gonna get in a car accident one day. It's gonna happen. You're telling the universe, please, car accident, please, car accident.
Well, and the other thing is you're looking, you say it every single day, and eventually it is gonna happen. You're gonna
Yeah.
be like, look, it happened to me, and it's like, no, like you just went like 30 days without getting in a car accident. Hopefully, you're going longer than that, but
Well,
like,
you're bringing it to yourself
yeah.
though. You are attracting it to yourself when you're saying it over and over again.
And I think that we need to stop focusing on that. Like you said, we need to stop focusing on that like little nitpicky part because we do allow it to overcome our lives. And I think that, as you said, it does manifest itself in
Yeah.
that way
Oh
because
yeah.
for me, I know that if I like say I'm going to do something wrong or I'm going to do something
You
this
do it
way, you do
wrong
it wrong,
because
or
you willed it. You
mhm,
told yourself you were going to do it wrong.
mhm,
You went into it with the attitude of I'm not going to do this right. So what did you do? You did it wrong.
mhm,
And it's like when you go into something and you have that confidence of like I already finished this. I own it. I'm gonna do this, or I've already done this, and it's fucking brilliant. You go with that attitude, you watch how your life will change, and watch how
Mm,
your results of things
mm,
you do will
mm,
change.
mm.
When you go into something doubting yourself, I'm gonna fall. Think about like when you're learning how to ride a bicycle, and you were so like, I'm gonna fall, and your parents said, just look straight ahead and pump your legs and watch what happens. And you get that moment of control of the bicycle, and you're like, oh, I'm just looking forward, and I'm able to do it. I'm not focusing on the obstacles because when
Mhm,
you're focusing on the obstacles, you hit them. But when you focus on that path right ahead of you, you're going to go on that path.
mhm.
So when you're going into your meditation and you're going into your manifestations and things like that, don't go into it with the attitude of failing because you'll create the failure. You have to not look at those obstacles, look at the path, look straight ahead, and
Mm.
don't look what's in the way. Look straight ahead where you want to go, and you'll always make it there. That's a psychology trick too, is when you want to get past someone in a crowd, don't look at them in the eye and try to say, excuse me. If you're in a crowd where you can't hear each other, look past them and just keep walking. They'll see that you have a mission and you're on a certain path, and they'll get out of your way. It's a psychology trick, honestly.
Bum, bum, bum. I'm gonna try that.
Try it next time you're in a group of people. Look past them and keep walking. Don't make eye contact with them. Just put your focus on something that you have to get somewhere, and you'll watch how people will just part out of your way naturally instead of doing the whole thing of looking them straight in the eye and trying to awkwardly squeeze by
Can
and
we
all that
make
stuff.
this like a new TikTok trend? Like me bouldering past
Yes.
people.
Tag us on
Tag us
TikTok.
in it.
Tag us on TikTok, the sober gay.
I love that. I wanna see people.
Yeah,
Like, I
right.
bet you that would be oh,
Right.
let's wield it, you all.
Meditation and calming ourselves is very important in sobriety because we are being thrown into this life
Mhm.
of we were so used to having a crutch, the alcohol. We were so used to being able to free our mind in that way. Meditation is important in sobriety because all those things that are coming up and that are going to be coming up, you're going to want to repress, or you're going to want to push that away, or I don't want to think about that, and you're not going to have a way to release. So when you get to see those thoughts for what they are, non-objectively, non-judgmentally, you can organize them in a way that makes sense for you, that you can handle life in a different way.
Mm.
That's why it's a tool. Meditation is a tool that you're going to be working out. It's like going to the gym.
And
And
after
after
time,
time,
you'll
you'll
see
see
how
how
much your
much your
meditation
meditation
helps you
helps you
in the
in the
real
real
world,
world,
where
where
it
it
gives
gives
you a
you a
pause
pause
before
before
you
you
make a
make a
reaction.
reaction.
And then
And
you're
then you're
like,
like,
wow,
wow,
in the
in the
past, I
past,
would
I
have
would
been
have been
so
so
angry
angry
and
and
quick
quick
to
to
yell
yell
or,
or,
flip
flip
someone
someone
off.
off.
And
And
now
now
that
that
I
I
have,
have,
been
been
working with
working
my
with my
meditation
meditation
so
so
much,
much,
I
I
have
have
grown
grown
that
that
muscle
muscle
so
so
much
much
to
to
where
where
someone
someone
flips me
flips me
off,
off,
and
and
now I
now I
see
see
that as
that
a
as a
reflection of
reflection of
something
something
they
they
don't
don't
like
like
within
within
themselves.
themselves.
And
And
instead of
instead of
mirroring
mirroring
that
that
back to
back to
them,
them,
I
I
could
could
just
just
smile
smile
and
and
wave
wave
or
or
just
just
nod
nod
and
and
go
go
on
on
my
my
way.
way.
Because
Because
meditation
meditation
gave
gave
me the
me the
power to
power to
pause
pause
before
before
I
I
react.
react.
The
The
power
power to
to
pause.
pause.
I
I
love
love
that.
that.
That is
That
that is
is
the
the
power
power
to
to
pause,
pause,
and
and it
it
goes
goes
back
back
to
to
our
our
inner
inner
child
child
episode
episode
Yes.
from
from
a
a
few
few weeks
weeks
ago.
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
I think that that's such a great like tool to look back at and be like, yeah, we need this for our inner child. We need this meditation to help us foster that inner child, to help us foster our true selves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Because
it's
it's
like
like
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I was going to try to make an analogy. You know, I love my analogies and metaphors.
I know you do.
I love making up metaphors and analogies. It's
It's
just
just
like
like
the
the easiest
easiest
way
way
for
for
me
me
to
to
relay
relay
my
my
messages,
messages,
but
but
I
I
totally
totally
just
just
lost
lost
the
the
one I
one I
was
was
about
about
to
to
make.
make.
But
But
I'll
I'll meditate on it and tell you later.
Yes. Post it under the comments.
Yeah. How have you been? How is your head?
My head has you want me to be honest, in all honesty, my head has been all over the place. I've been stressing, but I've been dealing with it, but I've also been wanting a drink. I won't lie.
Ooh.
Not in a bad way. I'm not going to drink,
Yeah.
but I've been really wanting one at the same time.
Yeah. And what's causing that?
Just a lot of, I think, change and a lot of like pressure on me in the next few 4 months. I don't know where my life is right now. Like, I
Yeah.
know that I'm in school, but I'm also working, and I'm kind of at this point of like, I have 1 year left of school. I'm tired of the service industry. I'm trying to move myself forward from that do I quit my job? Do I not? How do I pay for
Mm.
rent? How do I not pay? Like, what are the things that I need to do? So I'm stressing out about that, and I think it's a whole new life for me because I think I'm trying not to, I guess, go back to my old ways of not drinking, but my old ways of just like stopping things and like not finishing things because I see my life is like starting to go somewhere, but
Mm.
now I'm like, holy shit, like it's going somewhere. I don't actually know what I'm doing, I don't think.
That's okay. That's that little like because everything that's new and fresh in our life is a little scary.
Yeah.
Because we have a fear of the unknown. What we don't know, we fear. That's why it's so easy to just like sit down and scroll on your phone to kill time because it's easy. It's like we don't have to think. We don't have to. There's no cause or effect. It's just we're just doing something like that. But you say like, oh, like should I paint something right now? Oh no, that's too scary. Why? Just start painting. Just start doing something.
Yeah.
That's just an example, but like just start doing it. And I truly believe you are going to be so successful because you can just go for it and you'll be great. But it is a little scary.
I honestly,
It
I
is
think
scary.
I think I'm nervous that I won't be, I won't do well. I don't think that, and it's just because I've known this life for so long. I'm kind of now starting to see it move away, and I'm starting to see this whole new thing in front of me where I'm like, holy crap! Like this isn't this is a reality thing. Like this is something that I've been planning for my whole life. It's that inner child thing. Like the inner child is like,
They're
this is
so
finally
happy.
here.
They are.
You're here, and I'm
Little
like,
Aubrey
no.
is like having a tickle fit right now. Like little Aubrey is so happy.
Oh, and I think that's why maybe I partially want to drink too. Is I have been happy because it's not necessarily a bad stress; it's a good stress. At the
Right.
same time, I'm just stressed because it's all of this. I've been so happy being back at school and meeting my teachers and meeting my classmates and making moves for my future that it's just like I have been happy every day.
That's great. That's amazing. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
And you're creating more happiness being happy. Just stay happy. Stay consistent with that happiness. It's just like it's like when you're on a roll, like you're eating healthy and you're good, and then you like allow yourself to fuck up on a vacation, and then you come back and it's so hard to get back on. Whereas if you just stayed on the whole time, nothing would have changed. Like I don't know where I was going with that analogy, but you titties.
Well, it goes into here's a good analogy for you.
Oh, give it to
It's
me.
it's the car window analogy. So you're in a
Ooh.
car and you look at your front wheel or your front windshield, right?
Okay.
You can see everything in front of you, but you also have your mirror, your back rear view mirror, so you can see everything that you've done, you have back in the past, but it's still there. It's just small.
Mm.
So your past is still a part of you and
Yeah.
everything is still a part of you, but it's just in the back view.
Yeah.
While everything that you need is right in front of you.
Right.
So don't get lost.
And you're the one in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And that's the present.
Yeah.
That's
that is
the meditation.
present.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're the one in that. Oh, I love that. That's great. Yeah, so you're the one. You could see the road ahead, you could see the road behind, but if you turn that car, drive off the road.
Well, and the thing is if you're just looking at the back view mirror, you're never going to see
Yeah.
what's in front of you, so you're
Yeah,
going to
you're-
crash. And if you're just looking in the front view mirror, you never know what's going to be behind you. So if you just try to veer off, you don't know what car's coming at you.
Girl, I ripped that rear view mirror off, threw it out the window, and I ain't never looking back. And that's a fact. That's some Joe DiMessina country.
Who?
Joe DiMessina. It's a country song. Bye bye. She talking about taking the rear view mirror off because I ain't never looking back, and that's a fact.
My little country dose out here in Colorado. I love it.
I love it too. Oh, Aubrey, I think that's about the end of our meditation episode. We want to thank you so much for indulging in this meditation moment. Don't forget to breathe on your way out and into your astral body.
Ooh, astral projection. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. All right, we'll be back, y'all.
Guys, meet us on Mars
All
for
right.
our first Sober Gay meetup.
Well, and if we are on Mars and they need the internet, where can they find us?
They can find us at thesobergay.com.
Woo! All right, and if they're looking for our nice little Instagram post. Where can they find us?
The Sober Gay Podcast.
The Sober Gay Podcast. Thank you. All right. Well, and in the meantime,
Stay sober, girl.